Because y'all can understand me. When I go north, they can't understand me, and I think it's because they're not real smart. But that's probably here nor there. We're going to talk about a program that we're going to start here. It's called Exceeding Expectation. I want you to just think with me for just a minute. When's the last time you went to like a fast food place? McDonald's. Walk into McDonald's, and if you get a smile, you really done something. If you get a hello, you really done something. If you get somebody to walk over to the counter to meet you, you've really done something. Where's there a place here that every time you go there, they kind of blow you away? Is there a place? Chick-fil-A. You'd be surprised how many cities I go to and they always say Chick-fil-A. Anything else? I was doing this in Northwest Arkansas, and we were talking, and every class I had, they would raise their hand and they'd say, this is one certain place. And I said, fine, what is that? He said, oh, it's a local liquor store. So I thought, I ought to check it out for research purposes. So I went there, and sure enough, I mean, they were amazing. They said hello, they smiled. Every time you take something off or you're looking for something else, they put it and go carry it up there. Always carried stuff out your car. They were amazing. They exceeded your expectations. So I've kind of got your mind going that way. Now you got to go with me here. You might not have ever been here, but you have. There's a hotel in New York City, and it's called the Plaza Hotel. You've all been there. Have you ever seen Home Alone? Home Alone was the Plaza Hotel. Fanciest hotel in New York City. But the problem is they had pretty lackluster customer service. So the people at the top decided we're going to have great customer service. But usually when the people at the top decide anything, it never happens at the bottom. Because the people down here are the ones that make it work or don't. So they decided to go and figure this out. So they started out front where the guys help you get out of the car and that sort of thing. So these guys started thinking, they said, well, we got an idea. We got an idea. They told all the cab drivers that came through, all right, if you come here and drop off, somebody's going to stay in our hotel, you got to tell us their name when they get out. And don't come back through here if you don't know their name. So I didn't know this, so we pull up. The guy comes around, tells the other guy, he opens the door, he says, welcome to the Plaza Hotel, Dr. Pettigrew. Whoa, dude, that is cool. They had little headsets on the guy up there that comes to get your package. He said, we've been waiting on you, Dr. Pettigrew. I'm feeling like Donald Trump at this point. You walk in the hotel, the lady comes across the lobby. You don't go to a desk. She brings you a key. She says, we've got your room all ready for you. She says, doesn't it feel better than in Memphis? It's 84 degrees today. Well, it didn't take much for her to figure out I was from Memphis, but the whole idea is what she did. We go up to the room, and I asked the guy, I said, I know this is a city that never sleeps, but I need a tie for tomorrow. I'm not a tie wearer. And the guy said, well, it might be the place that never sleeps, but the tie stores sleep. So I don't know where we get it. I don't know where you get a tie. 20 minutes later, bang, bang, bang. I go to the door, open the door, and there's a guy standing there with 2 ties on his arm. He says, which tie would you like? Listen to this. And I will take the other one back and get my money back for you. Is that amazing? Does that exceed expectation? So every time I go there, where do you think I stay? Every time I talk about there, where do you think I talk about? Because that's the kind of place people in this world are looking for. Instead of that, we've dumbed down everything to where we think just if we go in and somebody says hello, then that's a good thing. The reason this is so important in healthcare, everybody that walks in our door is scared to death. The 75-year-old man that's got his 75-year-old wife in here that he spent his whole life with, he is scared to death. He might not act like it, but he is. The mom and daddy that got children, they're scared to death. And even people coming here with non-serious stuff, they're scared to death because we've all read about Aunt Virginia coming into the hospital and never going home. So people are just a nervous wreck. So what happens when people get like that? Then they get a little bit irritable. Then they get a little bit mean sometimes. And so we are the people that can turn this into an unbelievable experience. Now, I'm going to tell you something. This is kind of a secret. We don't want to spread this because this ain't real good news. But there's this other place on the other side of town that kind of does what we do. If you would compare that hospital to us, on HCAPS, which is customer service scores, they scored 10 areas. And they beat us in all 10 areas. That ain't right, is it? No. That's not who we are. We got to refocus. It's not change, it's refocus. We've got to say that we want to be that place that when I go to Walmart tonight and somebody says, "Where are you working?" I tell them, they say, "Oh, God, it's the friendliest place I've ever been in my life." That is a great place. So here we're going to start with just one thing. The reason we're only starting with one thing, I know you people in Texas can't remember 2 or 3 things at one time, so we're just going to do one time, right? When we do it in Tennessee, we only do a half of one. So, but we're going to do one thing here, and we've already talked about it, and it's smiling. But I want to add a little bit to that. It's got to. Look people in the eye and smile. Now, what do I mean? We've all seen this. How many of you have a cell phone? Liars! Every one of you has a cell phone. If you don't, then we need to put you somewhere. But have you seen people walking down the hall? And as soon as I get ready to meet somebody coming, I'll start looking at my cell phone or my pager. You seen people do that? It's like Barack Obama's calling them. They've got to make sure they check it. Is that not the craziest thing I've ever seen? How about getting in the elevator? You get in an elevator with a patient's family or something like that, and we turn and we face the front wall like the Super Bowl is playing. And I don't want to miss a play of it. And we might go up 4-4 and we still don't talk to anybody. You ever done that? It's like, what are we doing? We're human beings. These people are here because somebody's hurting, and we're acting like we don't have anything to do with them. So, this smiling, making contact is real important. Now, when you go out of here today, we're going to smile. You know who we're going to smile at? We're going to smile at every single person. We see a coworker coming down the hall, we're going to look them in the eye and smile. Is that right? Yeah. All right. If we see a family member, somebody we don't know, we're going to look them in the eye and we're going to smile at them, right? If we see a doctor, oh, baby, we're going to look them in the eye, smack them, and then we're going to look them in the eye and we're going to smile at them. So when we leave here, the other 2 sessions are already out there doing it. So when you see them doing it, you just kind of fist bump and we know we're all in the same boat. Everybody else thinks you've been in here smoking something. But that's okay, because they'll come in and smoke something after a while. But that's how we want to do. We can start right now creating a whole different atmosphere. Scott said something where he really hit the nail on the head. Y'all, businesses that have figured this out are not businesses that are worried about where's my money at the end of the month. They're not now, because people will go and people will talk and people will tell their neighbors and people will tell at church how about it. I mean, it will happen, I promise. You talk to a lady that's had a baby somewhere, and if she had a great experience, she tells the whole world. So you've got to find, this is what we want to turn this place into. Do you know a side effect to this, besides making us money, besides us doing well and all like that? You're going to have more fun. Who likes working with these people with these stupid frowns on their face all the time? Man, I wish I could give you promotion, just slap them off. But I can't. So that's what we're going to do. Look in the eye, smile at them, and this is going to be just our start. Now, we're going to be working behind the scenes because we got to do a lot of stuff to help fix our HCAP scores. Because this will be the last time we'll be here. We'll be reporting that they're ahead of us in anything. Does that understand? Okay. Scott?